in the land. Make them all get up and turn the
Good morning. It is that time to rise and shine. Good morning, Charlene. Good morning, Christina Howard. Hello to each and every one of you. I am Stars Tina, and I'm so grateful and honored to be here with you today. We are in my favorite morning room, Breakfast with Champions, here on Clubhouse. And if you want to see me, just jump on my YouTube or jump on my Facebook or jump in my LinkedIn so I can see you and interact with you. With that being said, this is the #1 morning show. We are here Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. till about 11 o'clock, and we're going to bring you all the motivation every single morning. Motivation is super, super important when it comes to living a great life, right? We all want to live a wonderful life. And after we motivate you, then we're going to educate you. We're going to give you the tools, the skills, and the strategies to uplift your soul, your mind, your body, your finances, your nutrition, everything. We have so many wonderful hosts on here each and every day. After we motivate you, after we educate you, then we're going to inspire you. That's one thing I love most about this room. I've been on this app for about 2 years, I believe. My business has grown. My mindset has grown. My relationships, everything. I love this space because it lets me think a little bit bigger, think outside the box. So what I want us to do right now, no matter where you are, if you're laying in bed, if you're out on that run, I just want you to share this link. Share this app, share this everything. Just do a copy, just do a paste right now because we are all special, right? And everyone that's up at this time of morning, you're up, you already know you're amazing, right? But there's some people who need that extra push. They need that extra motivation. So that's what we have to do for them. All right. I just want to scroll through the screen and say good morning to everyone. And I see someone here on Facebook. Good morning to you. I see beautiful Victoria. Okay, Victoria, I'm loving the pink flower in your hair and that smile. A smile is contagious. Do you know that? Pastor Jeff said something to me a couple weeks ago. He was on my podcast and follow my podcast. And at the end, he was like, your smile is so beautiful. And he did this whole thing he said. And I was like, I was feeling so special. I'm like, he likes my smile. And then I heard him talking to somebody else and he said the same thing to them. That was his line. But anyway, I think everyone has an amazingly beautiful smile. Is he even in here yet? No, he's not in here. Good morning, Ramon. You are just the traveling fool. Oh my gosh. I am great.
Newark Airport right now, in fact.
Ask them if they have my passport, Ramon. I think I lost my passport, which is not cool. I think I left it in Newark. But I love watching your socials because he's just all over the place, just changing the world. That's what we have to do, guys. Eli, good morning. Dr. Heidi, good morning. Ade, Izu, Dina. I'm going to scroll on through. Samuel, good morning. Tony, Regina, Tahir, welcome to our house. Now, if this is your very first time here in this space, congratulations! You are in for the time of your life. Glenn Lundy, he founded this room. He'll be coming through at 5:30 sharp every single morning. He's here Monday through Friday, and we love it, love it, love it. So join the house. Hello, Cal. Good to see you. Shirley, Sonia. I love to start my segments off with, what was your highlight of the weekend? And for me, I always like to say, when is the last time you did something for the first time? So I want to hear your highlights of the weekend and then just get started like that. So if you want to unmic, or if you don't feel like talking because your voice is all groggy, that's okay. Write it in the chat. But unmic and share your highlight of the weekend. Ramon, what do you do? Well, you live in New Jersey, so are you flying out or flying in?
Good morning, Tina. Yeah, my highlight of the week, though, was being at Lamar Tyler's traffic sales and profit event with over 1,000, in fact, 1,200 business owners all on our way to earning 7, 8, 9 figures in revenue. So it was just a great event, being around amazing people all gunning together at a high level. Excellence. And he sold out a hotel, put his branding up all over a whole hotel.
Wow.
And I don't know anybody personally like that sold out a whole hotel and bought the whole hotel. Who's next?
Wow. You know, that makes me think of, I interviewed Barbara Majeski the other day, and I was asking her, about surrounding yourself with people and opening your mind. Would you say this weekend you structure a little bit more, Ramon?
Oh, forget about it. I mean, my whole team, we're in not realignment, because I'm trying not to do this whiplash stuff. But yes, our whole team has been changed because of my being 6 months with this community, with this traffic sales and profit community. Amazing, yes.
I love it. And if you all are listening, what is he talking about? I believe that's a coaching program that he's with. If you want to talk about that more, Ramon, go for it, because he has an amazing coaching program called Celebrity CEO, which I'm a part of. And having a coach, having a mentor, having someone to look up to is so important. And don't be nervous to spend the coin. I'm talking about money. And Ramon went away this weekend for an event, conventions, conferences, all these things expand your mind. And when I asked him about expanding his rubber band, it's just pretty much when you stretch your thoughts, when you stretch your ideas, it makes you think a little bit bigger. And, you know, I love the vision boards. We are at the last week of Q2. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. And in December, I remember telling my peeps, okay, let's do a list. Steve Harvey he does this video and he talks about making a list of 300 things that he wants or that, you know, he's aiming for. And I know you're at the airport, so you can probably talk, Ramon. Do you do things like that? Do you write down what you want and shoot for it? Have you ever done anything like that?
I've only started doing it, but not vision board per se, because I'm pretty clear on that. It's like locked into my head. But as far as strategic planning with my company, it's a little different than vision board, which is, I think, a little more personal. But mine's strategic planning, which I haven't done enough of planning ahead, putting numbers, putting metrics, holding people responsible. Probably a lot different than vision board, but I do it corporately. But not
love
yet,
it, love it.
Cutting out the magazine articles and putting pictures and all that. So I don't even know how to do vision boarding.
Well, I love it. Well, you know, you don't have to learn it because you got it working. But I went a little bit bigger than that, Ramon, because Steve Harvey talks about writing this list of 300. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. It actually took me a full hour to do it. And let me tell you, it's challenging. When I got to like 125, 150, I'm like, oh, what else am I going to write? And it just forced me to think a lot bigger. And once you stretch your mind, you can't go back to those small thoughts. You can't go back to that small mentality. I'm going to stop chatterboxing. Who would like to share their highlight of the weekend? Angeline, anyone, welcome to the room. Anyone else? Unmic, share your highlight of the weekend. Dr. Heidi.
It's Mary Lynn. I'm going to go into it more during my segment, but I sang karaoke, and we all know what a singer I am. No.
Karaoke can definitely be fun. Congratulations on the karaoke. Okay, so let's jump into this topic today. I want to welcome you all here. If this is your first time seeing me or hearing me, I am Stars Tina, otherwise known as Tina. If you click that link in the top, it will take you to my link tree, which has all of my links. I am a life and health coach, Traumedy Queen. That's what I like to claim. Traumedy, that's when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two energies come together, life-changing experiences occur. And I've gone through many traumedies that I've overcome, that I've coached my clients through, and that's what just pretty much makes me amazing at it. And for a hot second, this isn't my main topic, but I'm so excited about it. I want to talk about women over 40 that are struggling with, and I don't like to say lose weight, but to get more fit and more healthy, because I've been on the struggle bus the past few months because of my eating habits and my blood type and all that sort of stuff. And I guess Mother's Day, if you've ever heard of waist beads, there's these beads that they put around your waist, and like they're for decorations and all different reasons. But anyway, before Mother's Day, I had her put them on me, and I said, put them on really, really, really tight and put them like right underneath my chest. If you can see me, like you can actually, I'll show them to you. But I told her, put them on. And now the waist beads are so low. They're literally hanging below my waist. I don't know if you can see me, but when I first put them on, I had to squeeze them really tight. And I share this with you because as women, we get stuck on that scale. What is that number on the scale? How much weight have I lost? And, you know, I say we don't want to lose the weight, because if you lose something, you usually want to find it, right? Like right now, I lost my passport. I'm not claiming it. My passport is just stuck somewhere. But when you lose things, you usually want to find it. So we want to just get rid of the fat. But with that being said, there's so many other ways. And if you want more details, tap in. I'm putting this into my newsletter for today. The importance of how do your clothes fit? How do your waist beads fit? How do the measurements fit? How do you feel? Oh my gosh, that's the most important thing right there. How do you feel? Do you feel energized? Do you feel enthusiastic? Do you feel motivated? Because you can be really, really thin or skinny or whatever, and you feel weak. You feel tired, you don't feel motivated. So just tap into me if you want more information on that. I just wanted to share because I'm so excited about my little waist beads hanging low on my waist and not squeezing me like a little pig or sausage or whatever you want to call those things. You know, the meat with the string around it. Okay, so welcome Renee. I'm going to pull my girl Renee through. Renee, what was your highlight of the weekend? We can't hear you.
If I went on mute, that would be helpful. My highlight. Hold on.
We don't have time for this, girl. Come on now. I only got 30 minutes. Let's go.
My highlight of the weekend was the Steve Harvey 300 list. And it is difficult, challenging, but possible to come up with the list of 300. I get stuck towards the end, but it is so fulfilling when you finally come up with that list. And I actually realized that, a lot of this stuff is that you come up with, once you see it on paper, you realize how capable you are of starting right away to achieve those things that you actually wrote down.
I love it.
That was my highlight.
I love it. Thank you. And I'm going to get started on the topic right now. I'm just going to mute yourself there. Thank you. So today, what I want to talk about are nighttime rituals and how they lead to success, because my nighttime rituals are not consistent, and consistency is key. If you want to be successful in life, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And your nighttime rituals have to be just as effective as your morning rituals. So that's what I want to tap in today, because if you want to be successful, that's super, super important. So my first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to nighttime rituals is my beauty skincare regimen, because if you know anything about me, like my skin and my face is so important. And man, you can do this as well. Of course you brush your teeth, you do all that stuff right there. But for me, it's just like a whole do with the cleanser and the moisturizer. And my girl Meg gave me some samples, which I absolutely love. But your nighttime skincare regimen, it not only makes you feel good, but it makes you sleep well is, also. Good morning, Professor Chris. Welcome to our space. Okay, so the second nighttime ritual tip that I want to give you, and establishing a nighttime ritual can indeed contribute to success by promoting relaxation, enhancing your sleep quality, and preparing your mind and body for the following day. So I'm going to give you a few tips with that, as I mentioned, but your mind, your body, and your soul. If you hear me talking lately, I talk about the awakening of that, right? So I recently started a podcast, which is amazing, and I interviewed Glenn. His interview will be coming out this Wednesday. I actually did a bonus track. So if you click the link at the top, go to my podcast. I had the opportunity to hear him in Vegas win America, the Great American Speak Off. I also had the pleasure of hearing him in Dallas, and that's what the bonus is that I did this week. It's actually, I put it up on Saturday. It's what he said in Dallas, at the Breakfast with Champions conference, and it was absolutely amazing. So if you want to listen to that, listen to that. But I share that because what you're putting to your mind and your heart and your soul is super, super important. And I got a brain freeze. Forgive me. I'm doing too many things at once. I'm like here on StreamYard trying to do it all, and it's too much. So that was the first one I wanted to share, my beauty regimens. The second tip / strategy I want to give you to lead to success, again, starts with your nighttime rituals, is the quality of your sleep. You have to disconnect from your technology. If you have a television in your room, okay, that's cool, but you want to disconnect and create a habit of disconnecting your electronic devices, your phones, your computers, whatever, and stay away from them, because the blue light that comes from the device can interfere with your sleep quality, your hormone levels, and sleep is so important. I had the opportunity, I don't know if she's in the our Ric Flair girl, Health Wells, was sharing how important it is to sleep, and not just sleep, but the quality of your sleep. If you're not getting good sleep and that REM, and Glenn can talk about this for hours, how important it is, you're not going to be that energized. And I don't know about you, but I need the energy. I need the vibration, because your vibe is your tribe. So the quality of your sleep is super, super, super important. If you agree, can I see some stars in the chat? If you are that person, you must get your sleep. That is me. I must get like my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And people say to me, well, how did you sleep last night? I'm like, don't waste the conversation with that, because I am always going to sleep great, usually. Well, if I had to say 99 times out of 100, I'm going to have a good night's sleep, because it's so important to me. And I always say people make time for what they want. But of course, if you're running a business, if you're starting a business, you might have to stay up a little later, because I'm not going to lie. Some days when I'm focused, like I have a goal I want to achieve, I'm going to stay up a little later and possibly get up earlier. So thank you, Kenya. Thank you, Marilyn. I don't always get it, but I need it, and I love it. So, so very true. And sometimes I wonder, two things I actually wondered. I would love anyone to chime in if they want to. One, can you make up sleep? Like say, for example, during the week, you're running all over the place. And then it's like, okay, on the weekend, I'm going to sleep a few extra hours. And then the second thing, I think this is actually true. Do you actually have to sleep or just rest your body? Like, can you just lay there and take little naps? Anyone want to chime in on this conversation? I'm going to read what Dr. Heidi has to say. And if you want to chime in, get ready to chime in. Dr. Heidi says, I was about to share here the biohacking concepts of Jim Kwik, and you nail it. From skincare to detox, water intake, sleeping hours, journaling, setting intentions for next morning. And there are a lot of great science behind it. Neuroplasticity and epigenetics. Yes, Dr. Heidi. Dr. Heidi, if you're able to unmic, because it sounds like she's already in my notes, like she was up this morning with me. Dr. Heidi, would you like to unmic and share your thoughts on this topic of nighttime rituals? She has a great picture. Maybe she's able to share. Maybe she isn't. Good morning, Kim Farah. Well, thank you for that note right there in the chat, Dr. Heidi. And Dodge Girl says, I have to absolutely get to 6 to 7 hours of sleep. So very important. Plus, you look good. You don't want your skin to be all loose and crazy and, so important. Okay. The third tip I want to give you, and this is so important, is plan the next day. Spend a few minutes the night before to organize the following day. This way you know what's going on. I remember before I was this amazing, great person, I would just kind of flow in life. I didn't have a calendar. I just kind of did whatever. And I remember I went to a client's house, and she's very successful, and she had 2 cell phones. That right there shocked me. I'm like, why do you have 2 cell phones? And then she scheduled me for another appointment or whatever. I was like, okay. And she said, you're not going to write it down? I said, no, I remember. And she says, do you remember everything? And I was like, no, I do. I do forget some things. I do miss some things. I never wrote anything down. And she actually taught me how to use the calendar in my phone. And I actually started writing down things. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So that is so important to prepare yourself for the next day. Sometimes I even put alarms in my phone. So when someone asks me, well, are you available this time? Hold up, wait a minute. Let me check. Because if it's not in my calendar, it's probably not going to happen, not unless it's my daughter. That's really the only thing that's going to stop me in my tracks. But having that nighttime routine is so very important. Also, by having a structured plan, it helps you focus on all your goals. And I don't know about you, but I have so many things that I want to do with my life, so many things that are planned. Like if you look at my desk, I started adding stuff on my calendar, because the more you add onto your plate, the more focus and the more you have to be intentional with your time. Time is so important. And yes, it's nice to talk, but maybe you set little brackets for that, because just a phone call out of the blue is not going to work for me. So thank you, Kim. Kim saying hello to everyone. Hey there. Okay, so let's get to the next tip. Well, actually, those are my 3 tips. And then I have a bonus one for you. This one is pretty cool. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to reflect on your day. Consider your achievements, challenges, and any lessons you may have learned. Maybe you journal. Journaling is cool. I wish I could say that I journaled, but I don't. It's something that I would love to do. Writing down how your day went, a gratitude journal is so important. And for me, when it comes to gratitude, every single morning when I'm teaching, when I'm working out, when I'm doing anything, it's all about gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude is going to take you to the next level in your life. This practice will help you gain clarity, process your thoughts, and cultivate a positive mindset. Also, by acknowledging your accomplishments and expressing gratitude, you can reinforce a positive outlook and set the stage for success in the future. And again, something that I've recently started. By the way, Mary Lynn, guess what, girl? I'm still on this 75 hard kick. I'm loving it. I'm loving the focus. It's not scary. It's just like, you want to do things when you're not able to. What is that about? I don't get it. I'm not a massive drinker. I really am not. But, I have some rum swizzle that I bought back from Bermuda, and it's just sitting in the refrigerator. And I'm like, I want the rum swizzle. I want the rum swizzle. But I'm waiting, till that 75th day comes, or shall I say 76th day comes, so that I can have it. But it's so important. So let me just wrap up all of my tips that I gave you today. And if you're just coming into the space, do me a favor. We have 72 people in here. We've had 134 come through. And thank you all for coming through. Thank you for being here, because it is my gift that God has given me to change the world, and I'm doing that with you. But we have so many others coming. Glenn's coming at 5:30, like I said. So do me a favor. On the bottom, you're going to see where it says share on Clubhouse. Give it a share. And if you want to grow your community, scroll down. Good morning, Janice. Look at my girl. Coach Janice, all the way in Bermuda, is up. Pete, today is your 1-year Clubhouse anniversary. Congratulations. And I also want to say, Katrina, Tahir, Mohir, TZ, Asma, welcome to our house. Make sure you go to the house, go to the top, follow the house. And we also have a great publication. It's called bwcdaily.com. Go in the chat for that. I'm sure someone's going to put it in there, because maybe you're not up at 5 o'clock in the morning every single morning. Maybe you may miss someone at 7 o'clock. You may miss Dr. Tangi. You may miss Ramon. And what do they say? Because they say some amazing stuff, let me tell you. So if you tap into bwcdaily.com, you can get all of the notes that everyone wrote. And I just want to say, Ramon, I don't know if you know this, or Barbara, I'm going to do a clip of it, because I did an interview with Barbara the other day. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. It ended up being an hour. And she gave Breakfast with Champions the biggest shout out, like at least 5 minutes worth. And she was saying how she comes in here on Saturdays at 8 o'clock. And she was saying how she just loves giving back. And this is a community, and how, as host, she's honored to just come through and share what she's gone through. So you have to remember, if you're listening to any host that's in here, they're taking the time to, first of all, pour into you, to give you, all that content. And with that being said, I am just grateful that I had the opportunity to be here for you. And there's so many things that I want to share with you. So if you click that link at the top, my podcast, I have no doubt in my mind. Mind you, I have no idea how podcasts works in regards to awards or numbers or things like that. But I'm sure that my podcast is going to be the #1 podcast when it comes to mindset and health. And what is it about? It's called Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening. And it's a podcast where people come on and share their stories of how they've overcome a trauma and turned it into a triumph. As I mentioned, this Wednesday, Glenn will be speaking. And can I just say, right when we started the interview, the first 30 seconds, I was leading it, but I'm like crying. He's got me like all teary-eyed from the very, very beginning. And you would think it would be a sappy, like, oh my gosh, this happened to me and that. No, the people that are coming through are amazing. And I love the fact how we're conquering these hard. Yes, I said hard, and I don't normally say that often. These hard conversations, and showing you how people are coming out of it and rising and pushing through. So if you need someone, that story that's going to change your life, that's going to change your mind, make sure that you tap into my podcast at the top. Okay, I'm supposed to be concluding my wrap-ups of today, and then I want to hear from you, what you liked, what you're doing. Coach Janice, I want to hear from you if you have any, nighttime rituals. So today we are talking about nighttime rituals that are going to lead to success. The very first one I said was your beauty regimen. And yet, men, you can have beauty regimens too. You have that facial hair. I don't really know how it works, with the whatever, anyway. Nighttime regimens. I'm going to give everyone a tip. If you're watching me, great. If you're not watching, great. So on your hands, you have 5 fingers. When you're doing anything with your face, you want to use these 2 fingers, and it's your ring finger and your middle finger. Those are the only 2 fingers you want to use when you're cleaning your face. And you want to do an upright motion. Christina, years ago when I was a little kid, my mother had a Mary Kay party. And this is how I learned how to put makeup on. And she said, take these 2 fingers, because they're the most gentlest fingers, and go in upright motions. So when you're cleaning your face, you're going up, and whatever you do to your face, do to your neck. So important. And if you're over 50, I'm going to do it to your hands as well, because you can show your age on your hand. And then the last tip for your face, when you do your eyes, use your ring finger and start on let me take off my glasses. Start on the outside and then go in towards your eyes. Never pull out, because you're stretching the skin and you're causing wrinkles. And then if you have extra stuff like me, I've got that mark in between my eyebrows, just go up. So upward motion. Okay, I'm getting out of that. I told you, I love it all. Okay, skin care regimens is the first thing you want to do at night. The second thing you want to do is disconnect from technology. So important. Plan your next day. And then the bonus one, which I gave us, was reflect on what you did that prior day, which is so super important. And remember, everyone's routines and rituals may vary based on your personal preference. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just important to find out what works good for you. And maybe they're going to change. You know, you may start adding on more. Now I'm reading every single night because of my 75 hard, which I'm crushing. We have 5 minutes before Glenn gets in here. Coach Janice, would you like to share your nighttime rituals that help your life? If so, on mic.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Tina, for sharing these amazing, amazing tips. For me, it's learning to pause and just be still. Just for a few minutes, and sometimes 5-6 minutes. I have a busy life, mom, nurse leader, coach, quite a bit going on. And I think most of us in the room have the same thing happening. So making sure that you just take a few minutes, even 5, to pause so that you can reset and reboot and have a beautiful night's rest. And that's my little sneaky tip.
Yay, I love it. And I had the opportunity of doing a retreat in Bermuda with this beautiful queen here. And I will get the video together. I will, girlfriend. Aren't you going to Canada to speak soon? Did that happen yet, or when is it happening?
I am actually leaving tomorrow morning for Canada.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I will be speaking at the International Council of Nurses Congress with over 5,000 individuals that have registered and almost 1,000 online. So it's going to be a great opportunity to share and to be able to help to rock the world. So I'm looking forward to that. Quite excited. And I want to thank you for all your support and for all your encouragement to push. Thank you.
Yay! I am so excited for you, Coach Janice. Anyone else want to share their thoughts? Renee, if you want to unmic, or anyone else want to unmic and share their thoughts on nighttime rituals, I would love to hear. And before I forget, I actually wrote an ebook last year, and it's called Rituals and Routine. Actually, it was last year. I think it was last year. Rituals and Routine for a Wonderful Life, because I had such a great year. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I do this? I didn't even know how I did it. So I actually, one day I sat down and I got it together and I wrote it. And if you click in the link at the top or DM me the words ebook, I can give you that ebook, which is my personal morning and evening rituals. It's actually both of them put together. Anyone else want to share their thoughts on today's topic? If so, on mic. Otherwise, I'm just going to share one more thing with you guys. I want to let you know the importance of surrounding yourself with amazing people. As I mentioned in the link, you'll get to my link tree, and I have a masterclass coming up in July. I did it last week as well, and it was absolutely amazing. And what I'm doing is I'm expanding who I am and what I'm doing to more people, because yes, it's cool to be on this app, and you know, the podcast is helping expand, and my clients are getting amazing results. And I realized I can't reach a lot of people, you know, with just me. So my goal is to grow. And by doing that, you get to have more exposure with me. With that being said, I'm working on a book that's just going to share everything that I'm doing, because everyone has a gift. You'll hear me say that all the time. And God's given me this gift, and I want to share it with each and one of you. And it's about awakening your mind, your mindset. So many people are trapped in their minds, and you just need someone to peek in and like put a little light in there. We all have a light. And I think of that song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And God wants us all to be great. He does, whether you realize it or not. So with my program, I'm going to tap into the different mindset hacks that can help you get through that. And then from the mindset comes your body. And with your body, as I mentioned before, what you're eating, what you're putting in your body, how you're moving is so important. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. You know, if you ever heard my story, we have 1 more minute. If you don't know my story, my father died at 49 from a massive heart attack, something that could have been prevented. So that's one thing that I tap into. And then the last is the soul, your faith. So when all those 3 things are put together and you get that awakening, your life changes for the best. with that being said, I'm super grateful to be here. You are in Breakfast with Champions, the #1 morning show. Let's share this room out in the room because Glenn's going to be here soon. There's about 85 of us in here now. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube as well. I am Stars Tina, your life and health coach. I also want to invite you, if you want, every Monday night, we have an accountability meeting and new members. So if you're looking for a tribe, if you're looking for a group of people that are going to encourage you to reach all your goals, tap in and join us tonight. The meeting is at 6 p.m. sharp, and I'm going to throw it over to Glenn Lundy. Good morning, Glenn. How are you?